Yeah, welcome to this tutorial in which I'd like to show you how to hide header rows, headlines of tables, etc. conditionally. On my screen, you can see an example here. I've set up an automation in DocsAutomator for a project tracker template, which you can see here. I have an Attribute base belonging to that, a project tracker base. I'm doing this demo in Airtable, but it really applies to all of the data sources. This is going to work for all data sources. And I've mapped data already. You can see here I've created a preview of a printed document, and we have some tasks printed from our first line items table. And then we have, let me close this, we have some team members printed here from our second line items table. All good and works well in this particular scenario where we have tasks and team members. If I go into the second preview record here, and I generate a preview for that, so for this employee satisfaction survey here in my Airtable base, then we can see the challenge that we're trying to solve for. We have some tasks on this project, but we don't have team members assigned. And what DocsAutomator now does is it deletes the line items row, so the declared line items to row, but it's not deleting automatically the header row nor the headline that we've set. This is intentional because there can be situations in which these don't belong together. In this case, of course, there's the header row and then there's the content row that gets iterated over the team members in this case. But there can be situations where actually the rows don't really belong together, right? So it wouldn't make sense to automatically delete the header row as well. So we have to set that up, and I'm going to show you how now. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to make use of a feature in DocsAutomator, which is called delete line row when empty. You find this on every variable. If you click here on the options icon, you see the first option is delete line row when empty. By default, this is toggled off for all variables, which means if the value passed for that variable for the placeholder is empty, just the placeholder is removed. If, however, this is toggled on, then the entire line, or in the case of a table, the entire row is going to be deleted. And we're going to use that to get rid of our headers if no line item tasks are passed. What we need to do is we need to turn this into a variable, and basically we need to do the same thing for the headline here, for this task, and for that as well, because only a variable allows us to work with it dynamically, of course. So I call this line items to header name. Way too long. Let's call this to header name. Coming up with names is hard. And this we call lead to header, or let's just call it title. Title. Just make sure you give it a unique name. This we call Lee1 task name, and this we call Lee1 title. All right, so we've declared some variables here. We only need to declare one variable for the table header row because one is enough, right? One can lead to the entire row being deleted. So now we go into DocsAutomator. We need to refresh for the variables to appear. There they are. And now we need values from Airtable for these, or we need Airtable to pass either the value itself that we want to print or nothing, empty. So the variable is actually, the line is actually deleted. So let's go into Airtable and let's set that up. I call this the same here. I call this Lee1 title. We use a formula for that, and we say if, because the line item 1 is the are the tasks. So we say if tasks, which is a field called tasks here. If tasks, so if there are tasks, then we want to pass tasks. Otherwise, we want to pass blank. Blank is really just an Airtable, in Airtable formulas, a way of returning an empty value. This would also work with empty quotes, but I like to use blank. So as you can see here, if we have tasks, then task is in this field. If we don't, then it's not in this field. I duplicate this. I do the same thing for lead2 title. Here it's actually if team, then we call this team members, otherwise blank. So now it's only the first one. The second one doesn't have any team members connected, as you can see here. And now we need to do this for our remaining two variables. So for the task name and the header name. So in our headers, I'm going to go here and say E1 header name is same thing here, same condition, which is important, right? We only want this if there are any tasks, and we want to use the same condition as for the title. We call this task because we want to print task in here in this case. And here we want to just call this name. So actually it would make more sense if I duplicate this. I say lead2 header name if team, then we say name, otherwise blank. Why? Because here we want name to be printed. Now I need to refresh because DocsAutomator doesn't know about these fields yet. And then we can map them. So lead1 title, lead1 header name, lead2 title, and line item 2 header name. And the last step is to enable our delete line row when empty. So I'm going to do this for all of these. There we go. It's now enabled. And let's first of all do the one where we had tasks and team members again. So I'm going to print this. We should see no difference unless we made a mistake, or I made a mistake. Sorry, not we. I made a mistake. And there we go. Expand this. We have tasks here, task, team members, name. So it looks exactly the same. So now I'm going to go into the second one, the one that doesn't have team members. And what we expect now is that basically all of this is gone. Right? So this line is deleted and this row, this entire row here is deleted. So we generate that preview. Wait a second. And there we go. We only have tasks and the team member table is completely removed from the document. So that's how you can basically dynamically delete headers, headlines, basically anything really. So this doesn't only apply to tables, of course, to line item tables. This you can use for any variables in your document. And basically what that allows you to do is it allows you to define, let's say, 15 line item tables, right, in your document. And by combining this, you can create very, very flexible and dynamic documents because you can make sure which tables are printed in which case, basically, just by passing data or not, and just binding it to the same condition as we've done with our fields here in Airtable. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if not. Looking forward to your feedback. Ask me any questions you have. Please reach out anytime. And until then, I wish you happy automating and speak to you very soon.